Welcome to Brands Hatch for our second race of Season 2. It was the Shade Bros racing team in the red Aston Martins looking out the front row, qualifying first and second, with Dan Shade taking pole and Tim Shade taking second. On the second row we had the Bentleys of Whitlock, our previous race winner, in third, and Friesen in fourth. Again, the pack managed to get through the start cleanly despite the potential chaos of having 26 cars on track. Whitlock had a run at Tim Shade out of the Cooper straight, getting himself into second on the first lap. On lap 2, Gould ran wide at Surtees, losing a little bit of time, but managed to avoid any major trouble, and ended up regaining several positions as the race went on. Lap 3 saw some drama, starting with a collision over a battle for 19th. A little further up the road, Bowers had gone wide, quickly followed by Shaw having a bad moment. Unfortunately, Wet Chaser ran slightly wide at that moment, resulting in a bad collision. Shaw retired on the spot. On board with Wolf, and you can see both of those lap 3 incidents in full. Wet Chaser and Hosick had both suffered hard impacts on the second incident, and both drove into the pits at the end of the lap. You can see Hosick getting knocked off track and ending up in the tyre wall. On lap 5, Whitlock was still looking to pass Dan Shade to take the lead of the race, and they were about to overlap Pitch. Pitch did respond to the blue flag and pulled over, but in hindsight he should have slowed down before the corner to let them through. A collision between Pitch and Dan allowed Whitlock to take the lead, with Tim Shade moving into second. At the start of lap 6, Walker narrowly avoided a collision with Panda, as Panda drifted into a spin, allowing Walker to move up into fifth. There was a lot of action further down the field, such as TB pouncing on an opportunity to get past Colbert. At the start of lap 7, Friesen got side by side with Dan Shade into Druids. There was slight contact, and with the inside line, Friesen moved up into third. As Colbert arrived, he was still fighting to hold positions, losing one to Collis, but held off Stone to remain in 14th. In the battle for 13th, Panda had been putting pressure on Colbert, and on the start of lap 11 they went side by side. With a little bit of contact, it was Panda taking the position. Panda quickly caught up with Collis and went through to 12th, with Collis looking like he didn't want to get stuck in a battle at that point. On lap 14, a few cars came in for the first of their 2 mandatory pit stops for this race. Notably, the Shade brothers both came in at the same time, using different pit boxes. Hosick was not having a good race, running in 25th and did a 360, but did well observing blue flags when trying to get back up to speed. Whitlock, our race leader, pitted on lap 16. He exited in 9th, ahead of the Shade brothers. Friesen had not done a pit stop and was leading the race on lap 17, but ended up sideways and lost a position. Moriarty was shown a yellow flag as he arrived while Friesen was rejoining the track. Moriarty missed the apex at Stirling's and ran wide, so Friesen was able to hold on to second as they went in for their pit stops. Corsa was in second by lap 19 and came in for his first pit stop, seeming to stall his engine momentarily on the pit entrance. On lap 22 there was an awkward moment where Jones was trying to put pressure on Portis, but their battle was interrupted as Fukara more or less ignored blue flags and ended up between the 2 cars, with Jones ending up off track. They went round for another lap, the blue flag being waved at Fukara the whole time. Eventually Jones did go through, but had lost some time against Portis. On the start of lap 26 it was Tim Shade leading Whitlock by about a second, with Walker not much further behind in third, Dan Shade in fourth, and Friesen in fifth. All 5 had done their first pit stops, and much of the field had been overlapped. At the end of lap 27 Jones was putting pressure on Portis again, and Portis running slightly wide was all Jones needed to go through. Hosick's race was about to get a little bit worse. He was still in 25th and was automatically awarded a stop and go penalty as he exited the pits on his second pit stop. He would spend about a minute in the pits getting it sorted out, being 5 laps down as he exited, but he didn't give up. On lap 31, Jones went in for his second pit stop, and on the exit found himself behind Portis again. He'd keep pressure on Portis while Rasmussen was right behind him, until an incident on lap 38. Jones may have been getting frustrated being stuck behind Portis for so long, and only had a couple of laps remaining to get past. The aerial view shows the incident a bit clearer. Rasmussen got the worst end of the stick, being an innocent victim and losing positions. Now Moriarty was behind Portis and was looking to pass before the end, until he lost the position to Corsa on what looked like an aggressive overtake. Jones ended up behind Portis again. Then a couple of corners later was back behind Moriarty. Just before the end, Moriarty got ahead of Corsa. Then Jones also managed to get past. Right at the end, Fukawa got into a spin, nudging the barrier, then rolled backwards collecting Wolf. So it was Whitlock making it 2 for 2, Walker again taking second with the fastest lap, and Tim Shade with another third position. Friesen finished 4th. Good points for the Shade Bros racing team as Dan Shade finished 5th. A dramatic race for Portis, he took 6th. Moriarty in his first race of the season went 7th. Jones in 8th. Corsaro 9th. Some bad luck for Rasmussen this time around in 10th. Tripod a better result in 11th. Gould recovering all the way up to 12th from the back. You can see the rest of the results. Whitlock leads the championship by 19 points. On the team standings, it's the Bentleys at the top, with only 3 points separating first and second, while the Shade Bros are in a strong third. I hope you've enjoyed our highlights from Brands Hatch. We'll be back soon with highlights from Spa-Francorchamps, so we'll see you then.